Hey everyone, and welcome back to Grounds Family Farm. Today we are back in the garden, and before you say not another garden video, we just have to deal with what's in season, and this is what we're really working on now because we're running out of time before winter. But this one's going to have a little bit of a twist. Today you're actually going to get to see the process of us harvesting green beans all the way through the end of preservation. So yes, at the end of this, Kimberly is going to show how we can and put up our green beans. But we showed y'all the other day that we had something in the garden that was tearing up our stuff. And we figured out what that was, which we're going to show you at another time. But we've got an even bigger problem. The other day we came down and something much larger was in our garden and destroying stuff. So the much larger animal in our garden was Hulk. Yes, he figured out some way to get out of the pen. We got a little bit of footage of that we're going to play for you here.
Sorry if it's windy, but we just were pulling up the driveway coming back from my doctor's appointment and found something really disheartening in our garden. It's Hulk. I don't really know how he got out, but he has made a mess of things. But I don't know what happened with him, but
Chopped all through here.
oh gracious.
He didn't mess with the beans.
That's good.
I don't know if you got, no, the cantaloupe's still there too. There's a good sized cantaloupe right there. I say good size, I mean decent size. He did destroy the squash.
Oh
My
no.
squash and zucchini is done.
Oh, Hulky. Why, baby? Why? Lure him with the sack. Come on, buddy. Come on, Hulky. Come on, Hulky. Go, 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 go. How did he get out this time?
I don't know what to watch. Oh, that's raised up right there. I wonder if he's laying in the water and just woke up on the wrong side of the fence.
He may have.
Goodness, I hate that.
I know. Well, I mean, I guess at least he didn't tear up the stuff we didn't get this year, but
Yeah.
I was really hoping for some more squash and zucchini. May look though, because if he didn't completely tear up the plants, then maybe there's a little hope they'll pop back with this rain that's coming, but
Yeah, we can try. So yeah, Hulk's been in the garden. We've got to get him put up in another spot because we can't have him destroying this since we don't have any more time to replant. But what's worse than a trespasser in your garden is a trespasser on your own property, and that's what brings us to today's sponsor. Sponsor of today's video is EIOT Club. As y'all know, we use Relocating cameras for surveillance on our property, but what do you do when you're at a property that doesn't have Wi-Fi? That's where EIOT Club come into play. They are a company that offers SIM cards that use cellular data, so no matter where you're at, as long as there's cell service, they've got you covered. They use a wide variety of networks to give you the most network continuity, and the great thing about it is they have no contracts or hidden fees. You get what you pay for, and that's all there is to it. They've got a handy app that you use to manage your SIM cards and get everything set up. It's also great because they work in a multitude of devices, whether you're using security cameras like us, a GPS tracker, game cams, or routers or something like that, you name it, they probably got a SIM card that's going to meet your needs. So they were nice enough to send us this SIM card, and they figured what's the best way to test out a SIM card than to send a camera to try it in. So that's where the Reolink camera comes in. We're going to get this camera set up, show you how easy it is to set this card up. The great thing about it, if we run into any trouble, they've got 24/7 support, so they're just a click away to help you with your needs. First thing we're going to do is unbox this camera, which this is the Reolink Go PT Ultra with solar panels. So we are at our daycare property. We have a security system here, but if the power goes out or Wi-Fi is out, something like that, it will not work. So that's where this is going to come in super handy because we've got a solar powered camera, cellular data that's transferring it to us, so we can always keep an eye on this property whenever we're not here. Okay, so with every Reolink, it always comes with this blue box which has all the instructions and good stuff like that. Okay, so here we have our solar panel along with all the hardware and that good stuff. We're going to get that mounted and then get the camera mounted as well. And then just like all of our other cameras, here is the camera and mount. Okay, so the first instructions on this, since this is a new type of camera, it says to activate the SIM card for the camera. We've got the SIM card here. The steps on it says to scan the QR code, then enter the SIM and the ICCID number, and then choose the plan we like. But this is already supposed to have that, so I'm not sure if that's a step needed or not. We're going to scan it with our phone. It's got a QR code on the back. So we're going to scan it and then see what it says. We're going to add a SIM card. Scan the barcode already. Hit next. We're going to put, what's a nickname? So we scanned the SIM card and gave it a nickname of Reolink 1 just because it's our first one. It shows that we've got 24 gigabytes unused, and it shows the expiration date is null, which I don't know what that means, but this is a 1-year card. So we've got 1 year to use 24 gigs. So it appears that this is all set up. And if it runs out, as you can see, there's a button right there. You just hit refill, and it'll take you through the steps to refill it. You don't actually have to take it back out of your camera. That's what's handy about their app, is it just looks like it's going to be super easy to use. Okay, and then this has 3 different sizes that you can break this down into. Okay, now that we've got the SIM card for sure activated, we're going to pull out the camera, and then on the back of it, it's got a spot here. It says Nano SIM. So we pop this open. We're going to punch out our SIM card, and it's going to punch out. Like I said, you can do these in 3 different sizes. This is Nano, which is the smallest. Okay, so we got our Nano SIM card in there. I don't have good fingernails, so I'm going to use the little reset tool they send with this to punch it on in. And this one came with a micro SD card already in it. It's in the same little slot. So we've got that. We're going to put this seal back up because that's what makes it weatherproof. Now that we've got the SIM card in, we can turn on the camera. But I'm going to put the antenna on first, or I'm going to end up putting it up there and forgetting. Pull off the protective cover. And then we're just going to set it here, and it's probably going to go through the whole normal thing where it's fixing to start talking to us, and we'll have to scan it with the Reolink app and go from there. Okay, the light went out. So it said the red light goes out. That's a good sign. And we should hear network connection succeeded if it worked properly.
Network connection succeeded.
Oh,
Perfect.
that's a good sign. Okay, now it's time to go through the Reolink setup, which we just recently did that with y'all. So I think this is all going to be similar. If it's not, we'll show you that. But with this, we're just going to go to our Reolink app, hit the plus at the top, scan the QR code. At least this one doesn't continually yell at you the whole time, like the last one. That made filming a little rough. Setting up our password. What's a device name? We're going to put EIoT Club Camera, since they're the ones who supplied this to us, which we were super thankful for that because we love some Reolink. And now we're going to love EIoT Club. Oh, yep, clear picture already. Let's get this mounted and then we'll show you. Hopefully that metal right there won't mess with that, but we will find out. I might have should have put that in first. Got ahead of myself, but that's okay too. I'll have to adjust that a little bit, but I'm gonna get this plugged in before I put the camera up again. The way they've got these sealed up so they stay good, it's a little hard afterwards. Okay, got a zip tie here, and I'm just going to zip tie this extra cord around the base of this just so that the wind doesn't get it and cause any issues for us later. But now we need to see how good that picture looks. Okay, shows us connecting. It's using data to watch. Look how clear that picture is. Oh, there we are. I mean, the fact that that's using data to transfer, I mean, that's amazing. We will insert some of this actual footage into the video and let you see, so you're not just having to look at it on another screen. But this is amazing. So now you see that even if you don't have Wi-Fi coverage, you can still have security on your property. EIOT Club offers a lot of different plans, so whatever your need is, they should be able to handle it. We sure appreciate them for reaching out to us and asking us to try out their product. So far, we're super thrilled. Can't wait to continue to try it, and we'll continue to give you updates and let you know, especially if we catch anything interesting on this camera now, because there's a lot of traffic in and out. We have come here before and seen some donuts that spun in the parking lot, and now we're going to catch them. And the great thing about this is if they try to mess up your camera, you're already going to have the footage saved because it's going to transfer to you before they actually mess with it. So be sure to check out the link in the description, see what EIOT Club can do for you, and I'm sure they'll be able to help whatever need you have.
So this is the mess that Hulk has caused.
He has pretty much wiped out this side of our slicing cucumbers, which is not a huge deal because we've got quite a few slicers and there's still some on the other side, but luckily the plants are still blooming, so we should get a few more.
Yeah.
It's just going to take some time for them to grow.
But yeah, apparently he came over here and just cut them off down low and yanked all the cucumbers off. He loves fresh produce and he found him some.
Yeah. Abby, go show him what he did at the other end. This was her favorite part. He made a slip and slide.
Yeah. That is crazy. A big little mud hole.
Yeah.
Don't get stuck.
Yeah, it's dried up quite a bit from the other day.
Yeah.
But
There's all these Hulk-sized footprints right through here.
it almost looks like a cow, but we know it was Hulk's
Yeah.
body. And he also was pretty devastating to our squash and zucchini. They look terrible. They may still make some more. And he knocked over a few of the sunflowers, but I was able to stand them back up.
Yeah, those look a little sad. And if you listen to all the buzzing.
Tons of baby bumblebees.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
They are loving these sunflowers.
It's probably the only thing really around right now that's flowering for them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a constant buzz.
Yeah. But yeah. Okay, so here's the zucchini plants. There's a few of them that I think are just probably beyond gone, like down there. But these are kind of popping back up, trying to do something, so maybe we'll have a few more. But I know we had some almost ripe ones whenever he got out. So that's, yeah, he ate all those. Yanked them off and probably pulled them up. But this is a squash plant, the single squash plant that we had. And I actually have a little baby one there. So maybe we got that. That'll work. And then we've got all these blooms. So hopefully that's still fine. And over here, look at the peas. He did not mess up the peas. I'm really thankful because they're just now starting to do something. They're not ready yet, but we are going to have some probably in the next week or so from the way it looks.
Yeah, hopefully by next weekend those will produce.
So hopefully the kids like helping shell peas. Because that's not necessarily my favorite job. And it's definitely not Kevin's favorite job.
Yeah. Okay, this is what I am most happy about out here. Check out this watermelon.
Isn't that pretty?
And there's several of them through here, but that's our biggest one.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping it'll actually make.
Yeah, that is crazy how they have come up so quick because, I mean, those things were really, really small. And then all of a sudden we got the rain and boom, they're growing. But yeah, this patch is crazy.
Tons of honeybees over here.
They love these blooms, I guess. Look how far you have to walk around just to get there. And this was a sinkhole the other day. I didn't come out here, but Kevin and the girls braved it to give me some more green beans to put up.
Yeah, we had several inches of rain.
Yeah.
Right here's one.
You found one?
No, there's two right here.
Looky there.
Oh, and another one here. Oh, a bunch right through there.
Oh, wow.
Wow. If that has time, if those have time to make, we'll actually have some. I see some more out through over here too. But yeah, that's exciting because we didn't even have any cantaloupe in the other garden. There were a few blooms and a ton of vines, but nothing ever did anything. So that was crazy. Look at that. The mammoth ones.
Yep, they're starting to. I saw the other day they were about to open.
That one's about to open right there.
That one's open.
And this one is open.
What are they called?
Mammoth sunflower.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That is beautiful.
Yeah, as long as these pollinate real good, these will make really big flower heads and actually have good sunflower seeds in them.
And by the way the bees are buzzing around, I don't think we'll have any issue with that.
No.
Any okra yet? Or baby okra?
Some blooms about to start.
Nice. Oh, wow. Yeah, we're getting really close over here, too. It'd be interesting to see the okra that forms from these.
Yeah, it's supposed to be red, I think, if I remember
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, red.
We're fixing to get these green beans knocked out. With it being so wet the other day and muddy, the vines, I mean, the plants are looking pretty rough. Hopefully we can get another picking or two off of them, but we're just going to see. But I can see some good sized ones on there, so we should get, probably won't be as much as the last time, but maybe around like 7 jars or something.
Yeah,
Around of them.
which is fine with me. Yeah. Perfect size. Yeah. Abby's really great about picking, so.
Yeah. As long as we can survive on green beans and pickles, we'll be okay this winter.
We're not gonna survive off of green beans and pickles.
That's all we got right now.
Yeah, whenever I take you inside in a little while and show you the process of actually preserving them, I'll show you some of the jars of pickles that I've done also, because I put up a lot of pickles. I think I have 52 jars of pickles right now.
Jar a week.
Yeah, which I just did. I did dills. Ouch. It stung me in my shoe.
Stung you or bit you?
It felt like a sting. Yeah, it moved on, so it was a sting. Something just stung me. I don't really know. I don't know if it was a bee that had just flown in my shoe by mistake or what. But keep an eye out for that and make sure it doesn't swell or anything. I'm not terribly allergic to stuff. But yeah, we just did dill this time, and actually did the dill. We did the dill pickles completely from scratch without using pickling spice or anything like that. We just kind of, I looked at a recipe and kind of made a few modifications for us, and we'll see if it pans out. You're supposed to wait 3 weeks to open them, and it's been 2 now, so still got another week. Izzy is chomping at the bit to open a jar of pickles. I did have one that, like the lid, I guess it had an air pocket in it that I didn't notice, and the lid kind of bubbled up, so those are in the fridge now. And every time she sees them, she's like, can we please open these? But, I mean, you know that they don't have that good dill flavor yet.
Yeah.
So.
And one of them, the bottom blew out.
Yes.
Yeah, we did have a tragedy. One of the jars broke, which these jars, a lot of the jars that I'm using are jars that I'm reusing from several years.
Yes.
So if I have a jar break every now and then, it's not a huge deal. It's just kind of sad because you lose whatever's in there whenever it floats up to the top of the canner.
But if you've seen the price of jars lately, you use what you got.
Absolutely. Price of anything here lately.
Yeah. And 52 jars of pickles may seem like a lot, but once we actually try and make sure that the flavor's good and everything, we'll share them with friends and stuff like that. So it's not like we're going to be eating 52 jars of pickles.
Yeah.
Even though we probably could.
I was going to say we probably could, because we eat a lot of pickles in this house. I mean, we eat pickles probably 3 or 4 times a week, just on the side with our food. I mean, that's just something we enjoy as a family. And when we get okra, we're going to pickle the okra.
Yes.
Because we love, I mean, I'll just pull out a thing of pickled okra and we'll just add that to our meal. I mean,
I actually just ordered some okra seed that is specifically for pickling.
Yay!
It says it's great for pickling. It's long,
That's awesome.
slender.
Okay.
So should
That'll be
work out a
nice.
lot better where maybe it's not so woody and stemmy once they get a little bigger, but you just got to harvest them early. And another thing that we're trying is we're actually trying fermenting. So we've got some pickles in the process of fermenting right now. We'll have to see how that goes. Hopefully they'll be good. We can share that with you too.
Yep. There's a whole lot of things coming up that we plan to share. We just have to kind of test them out for ourselves, because some of the stuff is a little bit different ballgame than what we normally do. Because we are trying to do more things that are, you know, just fresher or from our garden or whatever, and
Healthier for
fewer
you.
ingredients, fewer unknown ingredients, I guess I should say. Because, I mean, pickling spice, it's not that bad, obviously, but I mean, I made our own pickling spice, so we'll see how that turns out. But I guess we're fixing to get to work because Abby's already over here working on these green beans.
You take the end off, take another end off.
There you go. Okay, so definitely not the harvest that we've been getting, but that's okay because, I mean, this is the third round of picking that we've done, which is way more than we've had in the last, what, 2 or 3 years?
Yeah, because the first round we got, what, probably 8 or 9 gallons?
Yeah, something like that.
8 or 9 gallons. Second round was a heavy 5 gallons. And then now we're probably 2.5, 3 gallons. So
Yeah.
probably looking at around 4, maybe 5 quarts out of that.
Yeah,
possibly.
That's my biggest guess. And they look good. They don't have a lot of spots to them, so that's really nice. But they do have to be washed, which when they're this dirty, we actually do a wash before we snap, then we wash again after we snap, just to make sure we don't have any trash in them before we pack them and all that good stuff. But we're going to get these back up to the house, and we're also going to show you what we've decided to do, at least for now, about Hulk, to try to prevent any more, because obviously he's getting out down here somewhere on this end and traveling. He's been traveling up to the house. Thankfully he knows where home is. But
yeah, we haven't been able to figure out where exactly he's getting out. We've looked, and like the places you would think have no tracks or anything, so we haven't been able to actually catch him doing it, but he's done it a couple of times now, so we figured it's just better to put him up somewhere where he couldn't get out.
But we're hoping we can keep him contained and out of the garden, but, you know, in a pen, so that when we're gone, because, I mean, we do both work. We're gone to soccer practice. We've got all kinds of things. We're fixing to be gone to games multiple times a week. So we don't need him getting out. Or even if we're at the house and he were to get out on this end, I mean, the road, you can see cars driving by. The road's right down there. So we don't need him getting out on the road, going over to the neighbor's property, either direction, tearing their stuff up, anything like that. Because, I mean, he's not trying to be destructive. He's not mean, but he is huge. And, I mean, he could tear up a car.
If you didn't know him, he is scary looking.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see how people would be afraid of him if they saw him. And
yeah, this big old tusk.
Yeah, I just don't want somebody to end up seeing him, end up hurting him or something like that, thinking that he's wild or anything like that. He's just a big old baby.
He's just a baby. If you've got him, he's just about to sleep.
Yeah, she can put him to sleep.
But you want to go out there and show him what we've done with him, what we decided to do the other night, because he got out after dark the other night. I don't know, it was probably around 9 o'clock that we saw him up there, which I guess he'd probably been down here some because we found fresh tracks.
Before,
yeah, the cucumbers weren't destroyed before he got out that night, so I'm assuming that was him.
Yes.
But we'll take you up there and show you his new accommodations. So this is what we came up with. He was actually in one of our sheds out back, and I was like, what if we just bring him to the old emu/dairy goat pen that is no longer inhabited. It looks wild, as you can tell, but he actually really enjoys that. And as you can tell, he's still in. It's been, what, 2 days now since he got out last? And he's not been trying to break out. He's been looking around because his new neighbors. But, yeah.
It's the same neighbors. He's just having to look at them at a different fence.
Yeah. But, yeah, Abby's been dumping water out for a mud hole, and Kevin just dumped his water again because he still tries to climb in these. But yeah, he is happy as a little lark. She had some old veggies that she decided to bring down here to him. This was an old water trough that he stepped in and broke, so she made it his food thing.
Yeah.
She was really proud of that, so that's going to be his food thing for now until we have bowls out here too, but she likes this one better, so we're going to use that for now.
Yeah, until he tears it plumb up.
Yeah, because Hulk is kind of Abby's baby. She still has to be careful because he is a big pig and he could hurt somebody accidentally, but it's highly unlikely as sweet as he is.
Yeah, if he did it would just be purely accident. But you can see he does have tusks, so.
Yeah.
But you can see how sweet he is too.
Yeah.
So she just stays away from his face because we don't want to take any chances if he slung his head or something.
Yeah.
That would hurt. But
Yeah, he is such a baby.
he loves the water hose.
Yeah.
It's like his joy.
Yeah, you would think that he was raised as a show pig or something, the way he loves getting baths and
what's crazy
everything else.
is we got him when he was 3 or 4 years old.
Yeah.
So, and he was not friendly like this.
Not at all.
He, like, for us to catch him was a chore just to bring him home because you couldn't pet him, anything like that. Finally lured him into a thing with feed to get him home, and he has just really gentled down with the girls messing with him all the time.
And he's so cute.
Yeah, and just, I don't know, he's settled in. He settled in really after, I mean, it didn't even take long for him to settle in and be like this either, so.
I mean, he wasn't quite this gentle all along. But
No. But yeah, he loves it, and he loves being pampered, and I mean, if you look around these panels, he's not been trying to pull them up or anything, which these do have T-post in them, so they are not as easily moved as anything else.
yeah, they've got a T-post every 8 foot, so.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, buddy.
Oh, goodness, help me.
Yeah, he's like, I want some on my belly.
Yeah, if he's standing up, Abby starts scratching his belly and he'll just lay over.
Yeah. He's literally trying to go to sleep right now. But yeah, the other night, he'd already gotten out once or twice that day. I don't remember. I was at work. Was it just once? But he'd gotten out the night before. And so it was the second time he'd gotten out. I was washing dishes and look over, and out the back window, I'm like, Hulk's in the shed. And Kevin said, nuh-uh. I said, yeah, again. He was going after some cat food, which, I mean, that's in a barrel, but he knows how to knock the barrel over and pull the silver lid off. I mean, it's one of the metal ones. So we were like, what are we going to do with him? We can run him back into the pen, but he's fixing to get right back out. So I was like, hey, we've got that pen up front. I mean, I don't really want a pig up here long term because pigs are just messy, but he's just one. And I mean, short term, it should be fine. So we opened it up. He ran right in. It really wasn't that hard, so we're just rolling with it. And once we finish, because we've got to redo that whole fence down there we've already told y'all about. Yeah. So once we get that done, he will go back to his old accommodations, or a version of it. Don't know yet. But he's enjoying his new space, at least for now. His vacation spot, we should say.
He's living his best life right now, though, being treated like a king.
Yeah. But I think what I'm going to do now is go ahead and take those green beans in the house and wash them and get ready to snap them, which kind of cheat on the snapping just a little bit. Disclaimer, I have only snapped, I guess I snapped a 5-gallon bucket the last time. But Izzy is like, that's her favorite thing to do out of the garden is snapping green beans. She can sit there for hours.
Yes, Izzy is an old soul.
Yes.
She likes snapping green beans, crocheting, sewing, crafting, all that kind of stuff. She's well beyond her years on those kind of activities.
Yeah. And she is actually...
Most 8-year-olds could not sit around. Well, I say 8. Fixing to be 8. She'll be 8 tomorrow.
Yeah.
She'll be 8 by the time you see this.
Yes. But yeah, most 8-year-olds would not sit around doing all that, but she loves it.
Yes.
And I'm a pig.
She actually, which you guys know, I make their birthday cakes every year. She actually wants to help make her birthday cake. So I was like, that's fine. We will do it together. And then she's kind of got some ideas, so we're going to see if we can make it happen. I figure we can. But she is really, really excited about that. So she's actually making some decorations for her birthday.
Yeah, she didn't want bought decorations. She wanted to make them all.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty cute what she did. I don't know if we want to...
I'll probably show some once we get them hung up in a little while, because she actually had some ideas and asked me about it, and I was like, well, you know what? This is what I bought. I don't want to spoil everything because we do have some cute ideas, but I'll show you what we do with that. We don't do a ton of decorations. We keep it pretty simple for their birthdays because we do a lot more of like experiences, or hey, what do you want to do for your birthday day?
Every kid has lots of junk, and they'll forget about that when they get older. But the stuff we get to do with them, those are memories they'll have forever, and that's what we really like to focus on more so than on the material type stuff.
Yeah, because like Abby wanted to go to Urban Air for her birthday.
I love that place.
But Izzy has some different ideas of what she wants to do for her birthday. It won't be on her birthday tomorrow because tomorrow is Sunday. So we've got church, and then Kevin's got to go to work in the afternoon. But we will still have cake, have presents, and then we'll take her for her experience a little bit later in the week, which we'll probably try to film a little bit of that, or at least show you some pictures or something on a later video of what all we got to do. But now we're going to get back inside so we can get busy. Well, I actually have two little helpers tonight. They both decided that they would sit over here and snap green beans. We definitely did not have near as many as usual, which probably is actually good because we don't have as much time. We had to leave and go get a grocery pickup. We did a little shopping while we were over in town, so we got home a little bit late, and now they're working on the green beans. While they're doing that, I'm going to show you the decorations that Izzy made and let you see what all we put up, because our house is covered in, or our ceiling is covered in decorations right now. All right, well, looky here. We always do like the Dizzy Dangler type decorations, and usually I buy them, but she said, no, Mommy, I want to make them. So look at all those pictures. I did buy a few little things, but that was before I knew she was making them all. She made decorations with all of the animals on them from the farm. She wanted a farm-themed birthday, so she went out and took pictures on her tablet. That's pretty cool, isn't it? But yeah, I was pretty impressed with that, and I'm gonna get over here and help them snap these green beans real quick. That way we can get them done and we can get ready to start canning. All right, so it's finally time to get these things in the jars. And honestly, once we get to this part, it is not that bad. The most tedious part for me is washing and then also snapping the green beans. Thankfully, Izzy loves to snap, and I'm really thankful Abby decided to help a little bit tonight too. Okay, so what I use is the Ball Blue Book. Mine's a little worse for the wear because we have used it a lot, but it is definitely tried and true and very, very helpful. I go to the section that says beans, green, snap, or wax. And there's two different types of packs that you can do on these. You can do a raw pack or a hot pack. Raw just means that you stuff all these in there raw. That's usually what I do. I have done a hot pack, and that means you blanch them for a little bit, but I'm kind of tired today. We're doing a raw pack. I actually ate a can of them recently that we did a raw pack on, and they tasted wonderful. So going with that. And we're doing something a little bit different this time, because in each of the jars, for the quart jars, you're supposed to add a teaspoon of salt. Well, what we've decided to do is add a teaspoon of garlic salt, because we add that to it anyway typically. This Redmond's garlic salt is organic, and it did not hurt my stomach, which is something I cannot say about most garlic salts. So I'm going to try this and see how they taste after the fact, which I mean, we won't eat these for a little while, but that's fine. So I typically go ahead and put my funnel in here. I did use wide mouth jars this time, which is a great, great thing that I would totally recommend to anybody who's canning them, just because it makes it a lot easier to actually put your green beans in there. I mean, look how easy those go in, and you don't have to worry about them getting hung up on the rim of the jar or anything. So the thing about green beans is you want to pack them very tightly. So they do have to process for 25 minutes. So, I mean, you want to kind of get this rolling, and that way you can move on, because that's 25 minutes at the correct pressure. It's not just 25 minutes in the canner. I will not have a full canner load, I can already tell you. I mean, look how much of a dent I've already made in this, and I'm 2 jars in. And like I said, press, 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 and I usually go to about where the, you know, rim starts hitting right there. I have a handful here that's left. Since I'm going to finish these up in a pint jar, I'm going to do half a teaspoon of salt, which is what it calls for. And then I'm just going to throw the rest of my green beans in here. I just happened to have one that was wide mouth. I was really shocked because I don't really keep those on hand a whole lot. But yeah, you see there's still a lot of space, so it's not going to look as pretty, but it's still going to get the job done. So this is just hot water. I boil it on the stove, and that way it's the right temp. I make sure my jars are warm and sterile before I start using them. After I fill these up, I'm just going to set them to the side because I'm not done with them yet. Yeah, I'll just finish ladling this hot water over. Okay, now this next step is super duper important, so do not forget it. I bought a canning set whenever we first started canning, and one of the tools is this handy dandy little deal. I don't actually know what it's called, but you run it all around the side of the jar and let it go all the way down, and that gets the bubbles out. The reason that's important is if you still have a lot of bubbles left in your jars, they either will not seal very well, or you might get an incomplete seal like I've done in times past, where part of the lid will like bubble up, and that's not good because, I mean, you obviously, if it's not a perfect seal, you don't want to sit there and put it on your shelf. We want to do everything we can to actually make sure that they are proper and they're safe, because we don't want to feed our families something that is not safe. Last thing I'm going to do before I put the lids on, I have a wet paper towel, water only, and I'm just going to run it all along the rim of these, just to make sure that there's nothing on that rim that's going to prevent my jars from sealing. Now, these lids I did, after I washed them, I put them in a pan on the stove with some water in it and heated it up. And now I'm going to put them on top. And you just want to put these on to what they call fingertip tight. So don't sit there and work with all your might to tighten these lids down, because it's supposed to be tight enough to be able to let that seal happen, but you don't want it so tight that that's the only thing that is keeping them sealed either. Because you want to be able to hear all those beautiful pops whenever you actually are finished with this process. Okay, so it is definitely rolling, but I'm going to take this lid off very carefully and set it to the side for now. But I'm going to set my jars in here with my jar lifter. I don't want to do it by hand, just because that's very close to the bottom, very close to the steam, and I don't want to get burned. All these in there. And you want to leave a little space in between the jars. You don't want them sitting there right on top of each other, touching or anything, because if they do that, then you're liable to have some cracked jars as they kind of are in there all together. But I can fit 7 quarts in here at the same time. But on these lids, mine has a V right here, or an arrow pointing where you're supposed to align it with the one on the handle. That's how I know how to put it on there. And then I'm going to twist it. I want you to let it sit there for a few minutes before you put the actual weight on there. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let it vent for a few minutes, and then I'm going to set that on top, and we're going to let it start pressurizing. It wants these to pressure can for 25 minutes for quarts, 20 minutes for pints. Our pint jar will be a little bit over, and that's okay, at 10 pounds of pressure. I'm going to let this kind of sit for a couple minutes, vent some steam, and then we're gonna put the weight on it and let it roll. I didn't catch it on camera because I was busy cleaning up, but I heard it. Our little stopper here, it rattled and then it pushed up. That meant we're gonna start seeing this gauge. It's gonna go up, and when we get close to 10, I'm gonna start backing my heat back down. That way I can kind of control it a little bit better. So, gonna let this start going, and I'll let you see when the gauge starts going up. Okay, you can see that the pressure is going up. We are not there yet. We're almost to 5, but we're getting there. While that's pressurizing, I know it's a little noisy, but I figured I'd show you the pickles that I promised to show you earlier before I forgot to do it. I have slices and I have spears. So the recipe that I decided to go with this time was a little unconventional compared to my normal, which was normally pickling spice and, you know, some garlic and dill and vinegar, of course. This one actually called for garlic, mustard seed, peppercorns, dill, fresh dill, and a grape leaf. Those are the only ingredients in it. And I was like, I wonder if, you know, obviously it has a vinegar brine with some salt and some sugar. But I was like, you know, let's try that because it is a little bit different. And they look so good. The brine smelled good. When I poured the brine over everything in there with the packed cucumbers, smelled amazing. Izzy has been still, even a little bit earlier today, she was like, how many more weeks until we can try them? So some of these only have a week. Some have actually like 2 or 3. But I just wanted to show you these. These packed really, really well. This is actually a mixed pack because I didn't have enough slices to do a whole nother jar. I think they turned out pretty nice. We'll know for sure whenever we taste them. Alright, so look at that right there. You can tell that the gauge is almost all the way up to 10 on the gauge. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll my heat down just a little bit. It's okay if it gets above it a little bit for a short time, but you don't want it to sit there and go way above 10. Okay, so timer went off. I was able to maintain my pressure pretty steadily at 10, so that was really good. But now it's kind of a waiting game because I have to turn off my heat, let it completely depressurize, and then I can take my lid off at that point, and then they have to sit again for another 5 or 10 minutes before I pull them out and set them over here to completely cool. Once they get over here, that's when you hear the lovely popping noises. Since that's still going to be a while, I figured I'd just show you what these look like, and I'll try to include some pictures at the end of what those look like after they do come out. But this is what they should look like whenever they're done. They're not that bright green color anymore. They've kind of changed colors some, and if everything worked out right, they still have a good amount of liquid in them too. But I think it's time for me to wrap things up because it is really late, and unfortunately that's how things go around here. Work all day long and still wind up going to bed late, but it is what it is, and I'm really, really thankful that we do have these fresh veggies to can. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and we will catch you next time at Grounds Family Farm. Bye guys.